Mr. Icarus had a big dickerus.
If only we were filming. Oh, yeah! Okay.
Oh boy, oh boy.
I feel very tired all of a sudden.
Well, it has been raining.
Yeah, it's gloomy.
Us Australians
We're not used to it.
can't handle it more than one day.
No. Hi.
Hi, welcome to Creative Living. I'm Max.
And I'm Amy. And today we're going to talk about the Icarus Deception, which is a book by Seth Godin. We're not going to go through everything that he says, but I just really want to talk about the kind of main idea in his book, which is the Icarus Deception. So that looks at the Icarus myth, where Icarus flies too close to the sun and his wax wings burn and he dies. Does he die? I think he dies.
I think, because his father buries him.
Ah. And Seth Godin in this book is just talking about how we are told culturally that if you reach too high, you will burn and die, basically. And it's this idea that excessive pride, self-confidence, wanting more than you should is a sin, essentially. And today I just want to talk about how the structures that we're brought up in are not supportive of us living artistic lives. It's not supportive of us taking risks, of doing wild things, of going out on our own. It basically is structured so that we don't do that, so that we fear that, so that we stay small, obedient.
Subdued.
Yeah, exactly. So that we can fit in a system, basically, that serves, capitalism, essentially. Mm.
Yeah, and people who are not passionate about something are easier to control, basically.
Yeah.
And especially, I don't know about other countries, but definitely I feel the tall poppy syndrome here in Australia. You've got this sort of bravado mateship thing going on with a lot of the guys as well. And as soon as someone steps out and says, hey, I'm actually really passionate about this and this is how I'm feeling, or it's a bit different, oh my God, you just, cut off with some ridiculous jokes or some banter, all good fun banter, but really just get back down there because you're making everyone uncomfortable.
Yeah, you're making everyone so uncomfortable, especially in our masculine culture. It's very hard, I think, it's really hard for women too, but particularly if we're looking at male culture in Australia, and it happens in other countries, of course it does, but it is bad here. There's just this, you can't deviate from these expectations. It makes people so fucking uncomfortable, and that is so fucking sad.
It's so heartbreaking. It's so silly.
This idea that you're too egotistical, you're too full of hubris, you're overconfident, you want too much for yourself. That's the kind of stories that the world will stamp on you, and you'll feel plastered all over with these stories if you try and step out of the systems that are designed to keep you small and in order, which is how I felt for so long. I was just talking to Mackie before. For so long, I was like, I have the most supportive parents, a partner who is just 100% there for me in every creative endeavor that I do. Why is it that I feel like a little fucking shit because of what I do? And it's because because our culture is saturated in this idea that being risky, that taking your art seriously, that creating stuff that deviates from the norm is not to be done. We're taught that from school when we have, the one answer that's correct, where they grade our stories and tell you what if your story is good or bad,
They don't give you room to disagree a lot of the
time. No, you have no room to disagree.
This is the question, what's the answer? There's only one right answer, and you can't go, well, actually, I've been doing my own research and this is what I've actually... There's no room to be different and think differently, unless it's, an essay or creative writing piece. But then they'll throw it at you, but
it's still marked on it.
It's still marked, yeah.
James has a horrible story. My partner has a horrible story about his creative writing in year 12, and he got marked 11 out of 20, and they said, it's too postmodern. And that was the feedback. And there's why is that bad? Why is that wrong? How fucking strange.
It's really weird.
And that was just and he always talks about it, and I'm fuck, I can see a little creative wound there.
Yeah, you
because
would.
You
remember
would.
That stuff. Yeah. Of course you remember that.
I remember, and these things just stick with you. I had a visual do you remember that visual representation that we had to do in English? It was our first task. We had to write something, and then there was like a visual part of it. We had to like draw something.
Oh my God, yes.
I did really badly in it because they didn't like how I drew. And that is the society we brought up in, and that kind of schooling is just repeated throughout our whole life. You know, you don't speak up in meetings, you don't take risks. The CEO doesn't want you to deviate from the plan. We are just taught to stay small and to have quiet voices. And so when, like, for example, me, when I stand up and say, I want to take storytelling seriously, I want to be an author, I just feel, I can physically feel like so small and so stupid and lazy and irresponsible. And these are the stories that I've been sold throughout my whole life. And that is why people don't take the leaps, they don't take the risks, because these are the stories that literally pervade everything. And that's why we don't have enough artists in the world.
Yeah, I find myself beating myself up all the time going, oh, it's so irresponsible that you're not working 9 to 5. You're wasting time, you're wasting money. You could be earning this much money each day, but you're not. You're sitting at home and what are you doing? And you haven't done enough today. But it does. It comes from the system where we're used to going to school for the first 13 years of our life. When we get up, we go, school starts at 8:30, finishes 3:30, you do your homework till 5:30, you go to bed and you do it again. Like, it doesn't teach you to be self-motivated, self-disciplined, a creative thinker.
Nothing.
It doesn't teach you to argue and challenge
Rebel.
in a healthy way.
Yeah.
You're seen as disruptive if you ask too many challenging questions in class. You're put in your place. You're expected to just do what you're told, and that's brainwashing.
It is. It's a brainwashing system that we have literally been put through, and are put through today. And so if you are someone who is rebelling, who is taking your art seriously, who is doing something out of the box, you are fighting a system that doesn't want you to exist.
Because it wants to control you. And it's easy to control someone if they're not used to questioning anything around them or questioning what they're doing. Boom!
It's true. And so if, you know, that exhaustion that sometimes you just wake up and you're like, fuck, I'm just so tired. Like, that is so real, you know, because even if you're not consciously aware of it every day, you are like standing up against a system that doesn't want you to stand up. And you are doing things that the world doesn't want you to do. So even if you're not always aware of it, you are fighting every day.
There's nothing more scary to authorities than independent thinkers. So
I think like it's just important to give yourself the credit, because I wasn't entirely aware of these pressures. Like, I felt it, obviously, like I felt the repercussions of it. I felt huge amounts of shame for so long, but I didn't really understand like where it was coming from. I almost thought like I was a bit deluded. Like, I was like, why am I saying this to myself? Why do I think this? And I almost like internalized it. I was like, it's me, it's my voice. But it wasn't my voice. It was the voice of society and our culture, like telling me to sit the fuck back down.
And that's why, like you were saying, that's why you feel tired. It's a whole lot of other programming that you don't even know you've had that you're battling against. And you can logicalize and go, I know why I'm doing this. I know that what I'm working hard and that it's okay and that I'm allowed to do this, like on a theoretical level, but your body has to catch up. It takes practice. It does get a little bit easier and easier as it goes. But
of course, and the more you believe in what you're doing, and the more you understand that you are an exception and you are special, because you have acted in spite of all, and you respect yourself and you start caring for yourself as a rebellious soul and treating yourself differently because you understand the context of which you are living. I think that really gives more space for you to thrive.
Don't be afraid to question things. If you find yourself sitting with a group of friends and all of a sudden something doesn't feel right but you're not sure why, or if you're questioning what someone's always thought or what you've always thought about a person or a situation, like, bless it and go give it some attention, because often that's where your new idea for whatever craft that you have will come from, and like that's what stretches you and makes you and makes you stand out, because you're following you, basically, so fly.
Fly close to the sun.
Fly.
Nothing will happen. You might fail a few times, but you can just get back up and fly close to the sun again. That's okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Hey.
Okay.
Okay.